presents School is Now in Session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschooled.
The Homeschooled Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey. Welcome back once again to Homeschooled Podcast. My name is Augustino Zoida. I'm the host of the Homeschooled Podcast. This is a continuation, a part 2 out of 2, if you will. I wanted to have Charlie Sawyer on because he's a stand-up comic. I love the guy. He's a great person. He's a lot of fun. But something a lot of people don't know about him is that he makes his living in the stock market. And as I'm beginning into that, I think a lot of people don't understand it like myself, so I wanted to have him on to explain it, which in the first half of this we didn't really get into it. Hopefully you got to listen to it and you enjoyed it, but we didn't get into stocks yet because we were having a good time. He's been gone all summer. I haven't talked to him in a while, but now we're going to continue with this is where we actually get into some stocks. But keep in mind, this was all one conversation for us, so I'm more tired, he's more drunk and stoned, but we're going to get into it. We're going to try to break it down, all right, you guys? I hope that you enjoy. Wait a second. Hold on. What did you think? I was just going to start the episode? Don't forget to get my album, you guys. The Bad Guy. It's streaming now on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, okay? Go download my album right now and do me a big giant favor. Leave me a 5-star review. Go get the album, hit 5 stars, and make a little comment that you love the album. I'm the funniest fucking comic you ever seen in your life, and everybody should download it. All that good stuff. So just please do that. I'll put a link in the description to my website, homeschooledpod.com. Where you can click on my album right on my homepage, and it'll take you to all the links of wherever you want to download it from. And then not to mention, that's where you get merch and you see tour dates and everything. Homeschooledpod.com. I'll put a link right in the description. Now let's continue the episode with Charlie Sawyer. Oh, dude. Yeah, which, by the way, I'm going to have to split this up into 2 episodes, which is fine because I leave town tomorrow and I needed to have 2 episodes this week.
Oh, cool.
So,
cool.
So I kind of wanted to do like a brief. Obviously, it's going to have to be brief because there's only so much you can tell people in a couple of minutes about. They're not going to learn everything overnight. You know what I mean? But I have been
5 years. It took me 5 years to learn how to trade options.
5 years straight?
Well, no. 5 years off and on, doing it here and there, hearing how to do it. And the thing is, at first, when it was explained to me for 5 minutes, and they lost me in the first 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. So you're like, and you have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah,
you have to know, with stock trading, you have to know certain things. Terms. Like you have to know what premium means. Premium is the price you get paid.
Right. Hang on a second. We'll get into it. Let me give you a proper introduction here. Hang on a second. Let me take the leads on this one. All right. So
sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna be you're gonna be the receiver. All right.
It would definitely be better if you asked me questions and I.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna keep it like imagine this is beginners stock tips for dummies. Cool. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, we're not even saying for dummies, just for people if you've never done it before.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out.
Yeah, dude.
But it can work. It can stock trading. You can make money with your money more than you will in the bank.
Okay, so hang on a second.
Oh, yeah,
you're already fucking Gronkowski all over the place. Okay. So.
Hey, where's my party boat? Where's my party boat?
So I figure, I know you, Sawyer. By now, this late at night, you're after a long day of work, you got some tequilas and you probably smoked some weed, and that's exactly the stock tips that we need is from a guy like that because that's exactly who's listening, and this is what we need. So you got to make it real simple for us. And okay, so let me tell you my story is that I've never been a stock guy. I was like you, dude. I didn't even know what the fuck up and down is. Like I know that like John Mulaney has this great bit where he tells people like he goes, I read in the paper that the Dow was up 2.5 points, and he goes, and it's so frustrating not to know what that means. Like that's what like
fucking great, man.
I'm one of those dudes. Like that's me, dude. But like I would say maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, I got into it only because I downloaded this app that my buddies told me about, which is called Robinhood, and it's just a way that you can, dabble into some stocks, and for a beginner, I was trying to putting a couple of bucks in little things that I thought I don't know nothing, just practicing and seeing what happens. And then I never really made that much money. I and then some of it never really went up or down. Some of it it just sat there, and I'm like, well, okay, it's like a savings account. Hopefully one day it'll go up. Yeah, and then there's a couple ones that you told me to buy that just fucking plummeted, bro. That were just like that just plummeted. But
it's part of my investing strategy.
Yeah, but
buy stocks that are going to shoot straight down. No, trust me, it's I'm sending you a bill for that.
So, I have recently more been introduced to trading options, okay?
Okay.
As opposed to just straight up like, hey, here's a stock, let me buy it. Oh, fuck, it's $15 a share. That means I can't get that many stocks because I'm fucking broke. You know what I mean? I ain't got that much money to invest. But I've recently looked at like trading stocks. I didn't even know how it worked or partially that it existed. Yeah. And I seem to have a very, very rough understanding of what trading stocks basically is. To my understanding, you're not buying shares, but rather buying a contract?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
You're buying, you know what you're buying?
What?
You're buying the right to, okay, so what you're buying when you buy an option, you're buying the right to buy a stock at a certain price on a certain date.
Yes. So, for example, I told you about Disney recently, right?
Yep.
Now, I've been looking at Disney for a while because if anybody knows if you know absolutely nothing about stocks, you at least have heard the expression buy low, sell high.
Which is true. Never forget that. Never fucking ever fucking forget that with stocks.
Which has got to be the most important rule. Buy when it's down, sell it when it goes up, okay?
Buy when it's down, sell when it's high.
Now,
dude,
I think
I'm surprised how easy it is to forget that sometimes. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
So I think that no, it's not surprising because I'm guilty of it. I'm surprised that how much you forget that, but I think that everybody at least has heard that once in their life. Okay? So keep that in mind. Here's a second thing that I've heard, which I don't think everyone has heard, but I have heard: buy something while it's down that you know will never go out of business because it is eventually coming back up. Some businesses are not going anywhere. So if it's low, buy it because it's going to come back up. That's something somebody else said to me. So when I think of Disney, I think they're never going anywhere, at least not anywhere time soon, okay?
Hey, good point.
Okay.
Good point.
Now, Disney's a very expensive stock, so I've looked at it for a long time. How much is it right now? I haven't checked in a couple days. Last time I checked, it was like 100. What? Say it again.
The last time you saw it, how much was it?
$130 a share.
Okay.
$130 a share. So now let's say you're sitting at home and you go, well, I got $130. Let me go buy a share of Disney stock. Listen, you're not gonna make no money because what if it goes? No, you're not. Your stock goes up, and it's like, how much could it possibly go up? Even if it goes up $15 overnight, which is extremely rare and high, that's like, okay, great, you made $15. So the only way to really make money is to like really buy a lot of shares, which is difficult to do at $130.
You just said what I was about to tell you.
Okay.
When you sell no. Just to add on what you're saying, where you said if you buy one share, you're not going to make any money. Mm-hmm. That's correct. Mm-hmm. You don't look at and now just to back up to what you were saying before, the stock market is a long-term bet. When you put your money in the stock market, you are putting it in there to leave it there for the most part. There are different financial strategies. I have certain stocks. I'll give you an example. American Airlines.
Yeah.
I bought at $11. As soon as that fucking piece of shit stock goes to somewhere close to 20, I'm selling it straight up for a profit.
Yeah.
You don't want to own airline stocks. It's not a. This is my own personal philosophy. I'm looking at that stock simply as a buy low, sell high.
Okay.
But I'm looking at it over a 2-year period.
Wow.
Okay, so in 2 years, I have a feeling it already did. What happened was I saw American Airlines was at 11 and it went up to like close to 20, and then it went back down again. And I said, when I saw it 11 before, I said, Charlie, buy that right now. It's going to go up. And then I said, I don't want to own airline stocks. They're garbage. And I learned my lesson when it went back up, and I said, if you had bought it when you said you wanted to buy it, you could have sold it and be done with this shit. But now I saw it go back down, and I'm like, it's going to go back up. It's been as high as 57 or something like that at one point.
Wow.
And just like you said, American Airlines is not going anywhere.
Anytime soon. Yeah.
Anytime soon. Good point. They're not going anywhere. Now, that is an example of a stock that I'm just buying for the buy low, sell high.
Mm-hmm.
When you're talking about options, you have to look harder, and they're harder to find the good stock. Now, can I give you here's some free stock advice right now. Apple is about to split 4-1. If you buy a share of Apple right now, they've already announced the split coming in the next month. You will have 4 times. If you buy 1 share, you're going to have 4 in a month. Now, the value will go down to a quarter of whatever that is. And my recommendation there is to everybody in the world, when they do split it, buy it. Whatever the fuck it's at, buy it. Right when they split.
So don't buy it
now,
before it splits. Buy before it splits or after it splits?
You can buy it either or. Right now it's at $4.57 for 1 share.
457.
Yes. That is going to split into, and it's probably going to go up further before it splits.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever that divided by 4, that's what a share will be. When Apple is at that price, spend some money on it, buy a couple of shares. Now it might dip when it does. It's not. Apple's never going to. Now here's the thing. With a regular stock, when it split, it might dip maybe. Apple's not going to. As soon as it splits, buy it, because it's going to shoot the fuck up. The sooner you buy it when it splits, the better. Now after it splits and all the hype's gone, it might go back down below that. But never look at stocks as something, like it's a long-term bet. The way I would describe stocks is when you've got money and it's not making enough in the bank, which it isn't, put it into some stocks, and you've got to sort of play it right. If you play it wrong, you bye money. But if you talk to people who know, don't rush, don't panic. Here's another thing. If you buy something and it shoots down, don't sell it. All right? Just wait, because a lot of the time the stocks shoot up and down.
Yeah.
All right? And if you panic, the biggest mistake you can make in the stock market, the biggest one, the worst one, is if you've got a lot of stock in something and it shoots down, and you're like, oh shit, I need to sell it before it goes even further down. Like I have a friend who had $600,000 that he had earned himself, and put it all in the stock market, and it shot down to like 200 or 300, and he sold it, and he lost $300,000-400,000.
No.
And he's made it all back now, but he's told me, he's like, that's the worst mistake I ever made in my life.
Yeah, because it could have gone back up.
I want you to think about this. Now, I'll be honest, this guy dealt weed to make all that money, but he was a really good, smart weed dealer.
Okay.
All right? Because you know a lot of people that aren't. Anyway, he cut out the middleman. He did all this stuff years ago. But he made this money, and he watched his $600,000 he made go to 3 or 2 in a day, because he sold. Because he was like, oh, no, it's going to go down to 1. Now, if he had held on to it, I guarantee it's probably worth 4 times what it was.
Wow.
When it was at its peak. So you just have to remember, it's a long game. Okay, can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Augustine, were you planning on selling your Red Rock Resort which is under RRR as a ticker symbol a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Like 2 weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah, what was it at then?
What was it at? I think it was at like, I don't know, $11 or $10 a share, but we bought it, I think, at like $12 or $13 a share.
What's it at now?
Now it's at, I think the last time I checked, over 16.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, you're right. I hit you up and I was just like, dude, I think I'm going to get rid of this stock. And if I could be completely honest with you, the only reason is because two stocks before it, the only ever two suggestions I ever got from you tanked. And then this was your third suggestion, and it was starting to go down. I just thought to myself, I think I'm going to get rid of this because we got ourselves another Charlie Sawyer in our hands. And
I'm not getting Charlie Sawyer again.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. I don't know about you, but I'm not getting Charlie Sawyer.
And then I thought to myself, I'm going to sell it. This one's not going to come back up. But then, I just decided. I don't know if I decided to hang on to it or if I just forgot. but like
something in stock.
Yeah,
that's the best thing you can do.
Forget
you have it, and you'll be like, oh wait, I have this. Oh my God, it's worth how much now?
Yeah,
you'll be like, oh shit, thank God, because if you're selling options on it, what you've done is, let's say you're selling options on a stock. Let's say it's Red Rock Resorts. Okay, it's 16 right now. So you sell a call at $16. Okay, which means someone can call that stock away from you. They've paid for the right to call it away from you at 16. Then let's say it goes up to $65 in a week, which wouldn't probably happen, but it does. All of a sudden, that means you're like, yeah, I've got 100 shares of this stock and it's worth $65. Wrong.
Right.
You have 100 shares of stock worth $16. Whatever you sold that option for is what that's worth. Now, you can buy the option back. You can do a bunch of bullshit. There's a lot of stuff you can do. But what you want for options, when you're selling options... Hang on.
Before we get into... Hold that thought. Before we get into options...
Oh, sure.
No, I don't want to jump around. I want to finish my Disney story because I do want to know what I did right. But before I move on to that...
Okay.
Let's
hear it.
Before you talked about Apple splitting apples, ironically.
Splitting apples.
So you said when Apple splits. Now I'm kind of familiar with that terminology, and I'm a dummy. So maybe some people, I don't know, they don't know. To my understanding, splitting is like someone described it to me as like a pizza. Okay. Go ahead.
I'll describe splitting to you. Okay. Now, this is something that happens every once in a while with stocks that are doing really well, usually. Now, I'll come back to the usually. So, Apple right now is $450 a share, all right? As a good stock, they know no fucking average person can come in and buy a bunch of shares at $457. Okay? So as a good company, as someone who's looking after their stock people, what happens when the stock starts to go up, and if you have a good company, eventually your stock goes up. Look at Amazon, okay? Amazon's at $3,200, $3,500 a share.
Jesus Christ.
But those fucking pricks, Jeff Bezos, refuse to split because they love the thing right now, which has never been the case in the past, is to have a big, expensive stock that's worth $3,200, $1,600 a share, something like that. Tesla, Amazon. They're so expensive. What they need to do is split, which is what most good companies do, like Apple, where when it gets too far above $100 a share, what they do to reward their shareholders. It's a great thing. When they split, it's a great thing because it means the stock you had, if you had 100 shares, you now have 400.
400, yeah.
Like, dude, it's the best It's the reason you invest.
But the price per share goes down, split 4 ways.
Yes, it does. It goes down. And when it does, you know what I would recommend you do?
What?
Buy 200 more fucking shares.
Why?
When it's down. Because it's Apple, like you said, to your point earlier, it's not going anywhere.
Okay.
Apple's not fucking going anywhere. They're a fucking blue chip stock. When they split, buy some. You will not regret it. You don't have to buy 100 shares, buy 10. It's going to go up. You will never regret it. And look at it this way. If you bought 10 now and it splits again in 5 years, you'll have 40.
Yeah, you got 40.
Eventually the trick is you want to have more shares because for selling options, let's say this. When you sell an option on 100 shares of Apple, okay, you can make $400 for 1 week. All right? Which let's say that just for learning, okay? Let's say that right now Apple is at $400 a share. All right? If you have 100 shares and you sell a call, which means next week on Friday, someone can call this stock away from me. They're paying for the right, which is $400. They're paying me $400 right now.
Yeah.
To have the right to call this stock away from me at $400, okay? Which is actually $40,000 because you have to multiply it by 100.
Sure.
All right? So next Friday comes and Apple has gone up to $700, okay?
Okay.
So the person who paid $400 for that option now is going to make $30,000 minus $400, or 40. No, I said 70. So 40. No, 30. $30,000 minus 400. They're going to make $29,600 because it went up that much.
The person who bought it, the person who bought the call from you, or you?
Yeah. No, the person who bought the call. You're getting fucked. You, as the seller in that case, are getting fucked. However, most of the time, a stock is not going to do that. Most of the time, they're going to buy that option from you for 1 week. Like I said, at $400, and then the next week it's at $400, or it's at $399. You know what that means? It means they handed you $400, you collected it, and now you can resell the call, and it's expired. If it's underneath $400, you as the seller of the call basically just took in $400 for the week, which is 1% on your $40,000 Apple position. And if you can make 1% a week, that means you're making 12% a year. That means you are fucking killing it. And with Apple, I'll tell you right now, you make way more than 1%. The premiums are so fucking juicy, bro. The premium is the amount of money you get for the for the selling of the option. These are the terms you have to learn. Premium, that's what you get for the selling of the option.
Yeah.
Strike price is what you agreed. Remember we were saying $400?
Yeah. That
would have been your strike price. You said, okay, we have sold you the option at the strike price of $400 for next Friday, so it would be the date, the strike price, and the premium you made. And then it's either a call or a put. If it's a call, that means they can call it away from you. If it's a put, that means they put it to you.
Yeah.
So for calls, you want it to be under your strike price. For puts, you want it to be over your strike price. Okay. And this is what you and believe me, trust me when I say this took me 5 years to learn.
Yeah, this is the part that's confusing me. Yeah. And somebody was trying to explain it to me a couple of days ago, and same thing, bro. I lost them in the first 5 seconds. It was like,
that's what I'm saying.
I don't know what it is about people trying to explain this to me, but it's like they're not doing it right. I can tell you that. But you know,
bro, as soon as you hear a couple words, you don't know what that means, and then they keep going. You're like,
Yeah, you should have stopped at each word with me and
Yeah.
went over. So okay, so let's get back to trading options in just a second because I'm
Sure,
still a little
sure.
foggy on it. But okay, so
Sure,
let
man,
me
sure.
let me tell you what happened with Disney, and then I'll have follow-up questions which lead into trading. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so like I was saying, that Disney's not going anywhere. So I originally had this thought. I remembered that I heard someone say, buy stock that's not going anywhere while it's down because it's not going anywhere. Okay, so
Yeah,
I thought to
real
myself, Disney, that's definitely that. And when the whole coronavirus thing, production stopped, Disneyland closed, Disney World closed. It went down to its 52-week low.
Yeah,
I think it was like $75 a share, where it was normally trading, I think, in the 150s. Okay?
Bro, what I say is the most important thing. Buy low,
sell high.
sell high.
Yeah, but wait,
You
dude.
are right.
You're
so right in thinking now is the time to buy.
That was
So
what I
right.
was. That was what I was thinking. And here,
Yep.
but I'm a dope though, dude. So let me tell you what happened. Is that at the time I'd never even heard of trading options. Okay.
Yeah.
I only knew of just straight. I don't even know the term for it. Just straight buying stocks.
All right. Buy low, sell high.
Okay.
Just trading.
So in my head, I'm sitting here going like, yeah, $75 a share is extremely low for Disney. But I'm also going, for me to make any kind of good money off this, I have to buy a good amount of shares, and I don't have a lot of money to invest in this right now. Even though 75 is low, like I'm not going to get 10 shares.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know if I guess I did have the money, but did I want to invest it all in that right now when tough times were tough? So I didn't do it, dude. I did not do it. Okay.
And can I tell you a mistake I made with you that I've realized now that I've made? I was trying to steer you towards $10 stocks, towards cheap, when as opposed to the best one. I was saying, well, this one falls in the lower, and it wasn't just you. Like I was looking for cheaper stocks that are good.
Yeah, some stuff that like I can afford to get a decent amount of shares
Right.
of.
Right, because that's what I wanted. I wanted you to be able to buy a decent amount of shares. But I've realized since then, what's more important than saying, well, this stock is at the right price. It's not as good as this one, but it's at the right price. Fuck that. No. You say, no, buy whatever the better one is, buy that. Even if it's a little pricier, buy less shares. But buy it. Because that's the one that's going to go up. As opposed to saying, oh, well, I'm looking for this and it falls in this category. No, fuck that. Just take the best one. Because there are better stocks. Like the RRR was the one we were using. 10 and ERI, which is now CVR, are actually, I think, better gambling stocks. CZR is the one I've got a fucking boner for right now.
Hey, hang on a second real quick, dude. Did you happen to put it on speakerphone?
Yeah.
It got like super hard to hear you.
What's up?
I was going to say,
can you hear me now?
yeah, it's better.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No worries.
I'm sorry. Anyway, the stock I have a boner for right now, CZR.
C like cat, stock. V like Victor, R like Robert.
Let's say Charles.
Yeah.
Zorro, Robert.
Gotcha.
CZR.
Okay.
They basically, it was called ERI. It was El Dorado Resorts, right before, and they merged with Caesars. Like
Caesar's Palace.
Caesars Entertainment, yes. But they didn't merge with them. They bought them because they needed to be bought. So now basically you have two big casino companies as one. And what happened when that happened, when the merger happened, it went from 40 down to 29. And I bought a fuckload of it because I knew it's going to go up. ERIs, before coronavirus, it's where it was trading was at like 74. Now that they own Caesars, I believe the market cap that we're going to see is 100. So if you buy it right now, it's at 40. Right now, it's floating around 40. It'll probably go up a little bit. It'll probably go down. But in 2 years, I bet you it will be at $100.
Really?
Yeah. And I normally, how do I put it? Right now, the economy is in a forced recession. Think of a sponge, okay? Right now, the government is pushing down on that economy sponge, saying you can't open everything. You're not allowed to do everything you're allowed to do. As soon as that hand comes off the sponge in probably next summer, you're going to see really good returns in all those casinos, because they're casinos, man. They're ERI, CZR, it's all casinos, which is all regulated and hard regulated, like strictly. And what you're going to see is what you want to see when you're trying to trade options: a slow and sure uptick. Like over 2 months, it goes from 74 to 78. If you can get a stock that's just doing that slowly and surely, which is what ERI was doing before COVID came and fucking destroyed everything. Anyway, I would recommend CZR.
CZR. Okay. So now I'm gonna look into that. Okay. So,
sorry, man. If I went off subject, I apologize.
No, that's okay. That's a good tip. Or I don't even know if we should call it a tip. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't even know what you're allowed.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But do that at your own risk. Stocks are risky, and remember that they are a long-term bet.
Yep.
But that is one that. Oh, and I was going to say about those other stocks that had been recommended to you. Mm-hmm. Those were not stocks that I had researched. Those were stocks that had been recommended to me that I recommended to you.
Oh, okay. All right.
Just so you know, and don't get me wrong, that's the way it works in stocks a lot of the times. And sometimes it works out great, and sometimes you're like, I'm never talking to that motherfucker again.
No, never, dude, never. Okay, so I want to know, like, I only half knew what I was doing, probably even less than that, and I want to know if I made a right move or a wrong move. So to continue my Disney story here, okay, is like I said, I did not buy it at 75 when it went down super, super low, okay? I did not buy it because I didn't think I could afford to buy a lot of shares. So later on, it was introduced to me the trading options, which I knew nothing about. Absolutely nothing.
Right.
So I go into Disney and I go trading options, and I see I use an app, so the app will tell you, you can switch it on for call, or you can switch it on for put, or you can switch it on for...
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, you can switch it on for call and buy, or call and sell, or put and buy, or put and sell. And so I don't know nothing about this. So it defaults to call and buy, okay? And I'm just looking at Disney stocks, and then it tells me to choose a date, right? So I choose a date. I forget what date. I think it was like August 15th or something, right? Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And it goes, okay, so, here's your call. And there's a couple of options there. I don't know. One of them's like $5 and change, $4 and change. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, how in the hell is a stock that's going for like, it was 75, now it's like 118, 120. Why am I seeing $4 and change, $5 and change, and then it's making me buy a minimum?
Premium.
Yeah. So hang on a second. It's making me buy a minimum of 100 shares. So if normally I click one, that means one share, but now I'm doing click one, and that means 100 shares. How many 100 shares? But you're not buying the shares; you're buying the contract. So I just go, okay. So I got 100 shares. So just one contract, I suppose. And I don't remember which one I did. It must have been like $4 and $5 and change or something like, right? And I picked the expiration date of August 15th, which is about 2 weeks out.
Right, which is a couple days ago.
Yes. In my crazy head, dude, I'm thinking to myself that I have to invest this money until the expiration date. And I thought to myself that I cannot take. That's the risk. That's why I'm getting the shares so cheap. Is that I cannot take the money out until that date. That's the risk. So no, that is not the case. I can sell the call anytime I want until the expiration date. Correct?
Okay. When you did you pay for that or did you sell it?
So I bought a call.
You sold it. You got money, right? You got money for it?
I'm still trying to figure it out, bro. So here's
okay.
I bought a call.
Okay. You bought a call.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What that means is, okay, let's say, and let's just make it in real clear terms. If you bought a call on Disney at $100, okay?
A share?
And you paid a share.
Okay.
Disney's at $100 a share. What did you pay for the call?
Are you saying per share, or did I pay for the $100?
No.
The 100 shares.
Okay. So let's say Disney is at $100 a share. We're just saying that to make it easy. Okay. What did you pay for the stock option? What was the premium that you paid? Let's say it was $400.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what it was. Let's just say you said, okay, I'm going to buy this Disney stock option for next Friday at $100 because here's where you would go with that. Because I think it's going up to 120.
Okay.
So what would happen is options are done in lots of 100. If you bought an option to buy Disney on the following Friday at $100 and it went up to 140, that would mean you made whatever 100 times 40 is. Like you would have absolutely crushed it on that option. Meaning you now call that stock away for whatever. If it was 100 for 100 shares, that's $10,000. Now it's 100. So it's so you made $4,000.
Yeah.
And you paid $400. So basically, you made $4,000. Or no, you made $4,000 minus $400. So you made $3,600 from that. However, usually when you are the buyer of the option, the option's going to expire worthless 8 out of 10 times. The best thing you can do is sell the option. Meaning, if Disney's $100 and I've got 100 shares of Disney, I just say, okay, I'm going to sell an option for next Friday, and it gives you the option prices for the premium. That's what you make. And you say, oh, shit, if I sell it for next Friday at $100, I make $680. All right? And then you just watch the stock and hope that it goes below. If it goes down, you win. You get all your money back. You don't lose anything. But if it goes up when you sell a call, then you have to the stock is either going to get called away from you, and this is the real complicated shit, man. This is where you have to basically do it and have it happen to you.
This is where I'm getting foggy every single time. This is where I'm getting foggy every time.
And what I'll say is, this is where you and I need to talk. Call me tomorrow or sometime, and we'll have an hour-long conversation about this, and I'll tell you, and you'll get it, and then you'll forget it a week later, and then we'll have to do that again. And then you get it.
It's tough, dude. It's tough.
You forget it.
So here's what happened, dude. So
just be careful, though. Be careful. If you sell an option, you're on the fucking hook for way more than what you think. Usually, you're on the hook. That's what you need to remember with options.
Hold on. Back up.
Okay, sure.
On the hook for what? What are we talking about?
Okay, you sell somebody an option.
Yeah.
To call 100 shares of Disney away from you the next Friday at $100. All right? That share goes up to $150. You have to come up with that, you have to pay for that. You're on the hook. That $50 which is $5,000. That would be $5,000. You're on the hook for $5,000. You have to come up with that.
Okay.
Meaning that's
Well, hold on a
when
second,
you
dude.
think
Hold
of
on a second, dude, because now you're
Sure,
freaking me
sure.
out. Now you're freaking me out.
Yeah.
Because I
This is
already
why I wanted
sold
to call
someone
you.
an option.
Okay, and this is why I wanted to call you. This is why when you did that, I said, dude, you need to call me.
Okay.
Now, I'm sure you're probably fine, but I need to take a look at it, and you and I need to talk about it.
Well, I've been trying to tell
and
you
I
for an
will-
hour what happened, and you won't let me finish.
I know, I'm the worst. I'm the worst when it comes to that.
Let me,
All right, so please.
No, I'm trying to tell you
Okay.
what happened, and then just listen to the whole thing, and you tell me if I'm
Okay.
fucked or if I did something stupid or not, okay?
Okay.
All right. So, like I'm trying to say to you, I don't
You're fucked. You're fucked.
I don't remember which one I chose, but when you choose an expiration date, it gives you like 3 different options of what kind of a call I'm gonna buy. One was like $5 and change, $4 and
Yep.
change times 100 shares.
Right.
Okay, so
Okay.
let's say I picked the $5.20 option. Okay, and I did the expiration date of August 15th. Okay, so all right, okay. So I'm sitting there, and every day I'm looking at it, and it's going up and down, it's going up and down. Then it starts to go up, and then it goes down. And then it's starting to go up to, like, I forget what my break-even price is, like $6 and change, right? And then it tells me that, and then but keep in mind, the whole time I'm thinking I have to wait till the expiration date to sell it. So so it sells, or excuse me, it goes up to like 7 something and change. And overall, I think I put in, I don't remember, $100 and something of my own money to buy 100 shares at this price to this date. And then it went up to like $7.
What was the price of the stock? Just out of curiosity.
The price of this,
It's
dude,
not Disney.
It was Disney.
Oh, it's Disney. Okay.
It's Disney. I don't remember the price of the stock, dude. The price of
It doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think it was trading at like 120. I don't know. But anyway,
Sounds about right.
I don't know what it matters. Maybe it does, but because I'm paying $5 and change
All
per
those details,
share.
All those details matter.
Okay.
Every single little number, every single detail from the strike price to your expiration date, all that stuff, matters.
Okay,
a
so
lot.
here's what happened.
Now,
so I sell.
Okay.
So I just sit there and I realize that I can actually sell this before the expiration date, and I go, well, I'm past my broke-even price, so I must be making some money. So I sell, and then I put in like 120, and now I have 770. I got out. I cashed in. Am I now fucked?
Cool. No, I don't think so.
I don't owe somebody an
no.
option.
No.
Okay,
no.
okay,
I
okay.
think you're good. What I'd like to do.
I'm not on the
when
hook
we're
for
done-
nothing. Like, why would I be on the
I
based
don't
on that
think so.
scenario I just painted for you? Why would I be on any kind of hook with somebody?
Yeah. No, I don't think you're on the hook.
No. But like,
when
what would be an example? Like, okay, so I sold him. I sold it, and then somebody bought it. So what would be an example of me now being on the hook?
Okay, when you sell a call or a put, those are the 2 options you can sell. On 100 shares, sometimes, here's the thing, you can sell uncovered calls and uncovered puts. That means you don't actually have the shares, all right? Now, it's harder to get an account to let you do that because that means you're signed up for money you don't have.
Yeah.
If they're covered shares, if they're covered calls, that means you have 100 shares. So whatever goes on, whatever happens, there's the shares. They can take them from you, or they can, take some of them from you, or whatever the fuck. Now, the thing is, wait, what was your question again? What's the?
Well, why would I be on the hook for like if I sell somebody
Okay.
something? Why would I be on the hook
Okay.
to owe them money?
Okay, the way options work, it is you are basically paying somebody to take the risk that you think a stock is going to go up or down. You're saying, okay, I think Disney's at 100 right now, so I'm going to pay you $400 for the chance that it's going to go up more than the value of $400 by next Friday, by whatever your the date you agree on, your expiration date. for the option. Now, when I say you're on the hook, that means when you sell an option for $200 for next Friday for Disney at $120, and Disney goes way up, you are on the hook to pay the difference there. That's what you're on the hook for. I think you're okay.
But at this point, my expiration date is already passed.
That's what I mean. So you're going to have to go in there and look and see. You'll either won't have the stock, meaning someone called it away from you, nothing happened at all, you just kept your premium, or you owe whatever the difference was that was put in there.
It would tell me by now if I owed something. I mean, the only thing I see in my account is the money sitting there.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, Friday is the day. Friday is the expiration day. So whenever you sell an option, it always expires a week from then, 2 weeks from then, sometimes 3, but usually it's like 1, 2, or 4.
Okay.
It's either 1 week, 2 weeks, or a month.
Now here's the next question about what I did.
Sure.
It went up so much. Did somebody else, because I sold them my call, did somebody else make a ton of money and I should not have sold?
Yes.
Really?
That's correct. They took what they did by paying you that premium. They took the risk of saying, I think I'm just going to hand you this little amount of money, which is $400, which isn't that little when you add it up over a year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hand you this little $400, thinking, which if it goes down, I just completely lose it all. But if the stock goes way up, I handed you $400, and the stock is now worth $4,000 more than it was. So I just made $3,600.
How long?
Because,
for example,
a week. It depends, and that's what I was saying. It depends on your expiration date. That you choose that. You choose a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4.
So
Sometimes
what would have
2 months.
happened to me if I chose not to sell it past my expiration date?
It kind of doesn't work like that.
Okay.
You just sell the call or put, all right? And meaning, and then you're going to take in whatever money you get for the premium. Then, when the expiration date comes, which is probably the next Friday, usually you go out a week because if you can get whatever you can get as premium for 1 week, you look at it like, let's say I just made 1% on the stock that I'm selling for 1 week. If I can do that every week, I make 52% on my fucking stock. Like stocks come down. It's a long-term goal, and you basically are looking at it like that. You're not trying to make a lot, but you're trying to make enough where you're like, yep, that's good. That's 1%. If you can say, oh, that's 3%, that's 5%. Like, if you make 5% for a week, now sometimes you have to go out for a month. So if you go out for a month, you want to make a little more, but there's also, you just never know. But you just have to remember it's a long-term thing. Now, sorry, what was the question again?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
But so I guess as I was saying, like, if I decided not to sell it, I wouldn't have been the one to make the $3,600 instead of the guy who bought it.
No, but can I tell you this? Most of the time, that guy who bought that $400 option, 8 out of 10 times, that guy just handed you $400. That's selling options. That's what you're looking for. You want to sell the guy the option, and he thinks it's going to go up, or if it's a put, it's going to go down, and nothing happens, and then you just keep the money. That's the way you make money from stocks.
Yeah,
is selling options. But you are risking that. However, you can do lots of different strategies. When it does go up or down, there's stuff you can do to what I would call lessen the blow.
And that's just getting more advanced.
Yes. But
if you want to get that far into it, I think that people should really
And wait, hold on. We're not there yet. But
Yeah.
let's do this. Please do me a favor. Don't get discouraged by all this fucking stuff that I said that you have no fucking idea what it is. That's going to happen for a while. Just keep up as best you can. This goes for everybody trying to learn stocks. Just keep up as best you can. Okay, I know that. I don't know what that meant. I know that, and I don't know what that meant. like it's okay. Eventually, when you can link them all together, it's a really good way to have your money make money for you.
Yeah.
Just remember the two things you got to remember. If you do buy stocks, don't panic and sell them when they go down.
Right.
Just ignore them. Go for a walk. Because sometimes you're like, fuck, I had all this money, it's gone.
Right.
Now, there's the other side of it. It's in your account and it goes way up. And you're like, yeah, look at how much I'm worth. It's all green. And then 2 days later, you look at it, you're like, fuck.
Totally.
I should have screen capped that.
It's all red.
But, right, it's all red. And it really does dictate your mood.
For sure.
Yeah, but the best, remember you said sometimes I forget? Like, the best thing you can do a lot of times with stocks is forget about them because the more you stress, it's like watching a pot of boiling water.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah. Set it and forget it, dude.
Come back, it'll be boiling.
Yeah,
Anyway.
totally, dude. I think I just kind of got lucky where I was literally trying options for my first time and thought, let me just play with this. And
which is what you have to do.
yeah,
That's
I
what
made
you have to do to learn
fucking,
it.
$770.
Start slow, though. Start slow.
Yeah, but now I'm
Because
afraid I'm
remember-
going to be on the hook to owe somebody some money, and I don't even understand how.
All right, and I mean this, and yes, you should be.
Okay,
You should be afraid of that. Next time you think about doing that, call me, brother. If you call me and say, hey, what do I do with the stock trade? Dude, I will fucking tell you.
Okay.
Like, don't, please know that we're good enough friends, and actually I'll be pissed at you if you don't call me.
No, I will.
Like, call
Believe me,
and
I'll
ask
call.
me.
Yeah.
Okay, because I will, if you run, I'll ask you certain things, it'll help you learn it, too. You'll say, hey, what do I do here? I'll be like, what's this? What's that? What's this? And if you don't know what it is, I'll be like, it's this thing. And then I'll say either, yeah, do it, or don't know. I'll be like, no, do not do that.
Okay.
And I'll explain why not to.
Okay.
But, either way, though, just also remember the frustration of this shit is real. It's really hard to learn the way it works. But I would recommend it to anybody. Learn how to do it because it's a good way to make money with your money. Especially once, if you get a little older and you're sitting in front of a fucking computer all the time, and you have money, it'll help you.
Yeah, that's cool.
But you just start
Did
slow.
your dad kind of teach you a
slow.
lot?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did you ever take a
But I
course?
fought it. No, I've never have.
Oh,
But
maybe
but
I
I'll
should
tell
do
you
that.
this. He told me, he goes, look, here's this long book. I want you to read chapter 1. That's
Okay.
it. Because there's a lot of really complicated stuff that, like you said, remember when I was telling you other things?
Yeah.
Fuck all that. You have to learn the
Well, then, bro,
basics
why don't you just send me chapter 1?
Okay, if you want, I will. I will. God, I wish I could. Dude, it's something silly like stock options for fucking idiots.
Dude, it's
But
like
a
stock options for
8-chapter
dummies.
book,
I
and
told you.
just yeah, exactly. I wish I could remember it. But I'll tell you, it really gives you a good
Okay.
way of visualizing how to look at stocks
All
in
right.
such a way that you make money from them. Because that's this is what my dad used to get me with.
Yeah.
I'd be like, so when I do this, they're going to do this? He goes, nope. And I'm like, wait, why? He goes, because they can't make money from them.
Okay.
Look at
okay.
it like this. How are you going to make money from it? Anyway, it's so complicated, though. Just my advice for right now is have patience with yourself.
Okay.
Don't feel too frustrated like you don't understand it. It takes time, and the best way to learn it, this girl who just handed me $100,000. I was drunk with her, and we used to date before. We're sort of dating now, whatever. But I explained stocks to her, and she was like, oh my God, let me give you this money. And I was like, no, no, you need to talk to my friend Augustino. You don't understand. But let me tell you,
Yeah, it's a lot of
before
pressure.
the stocks that I told you before, those were stocks that were advised to me. The ones that I've been advising, those are the ones that I've looked into personally. Now, this still doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
They could go bad, but
There's
tell
no
you this.
guarantees, yeah.
There's no guarantees, but I'll tell you this. The odds are in our favor.
Okay.
They look good. The things you want to see. Dude, when Under Armour picked up Steph Curry, I was like, oh, this is the golden ticket. This is so easy. I'm going to buy a bunch of Under Armour. I bought it at 44. You know what it's at now?
What?
9.
Oh!
Yeah. There's certain things that do not fucking affect the stock market, and there's certain things that do.
Okay.
And you have to kind
It's
of
interesting.
eat a lot of penises painfully before you understand what does work, and you're like, well, I thought that did, it doesn't. And then you'll be like, whoa, this did this. Wow. It must be because of this. Now, and it's still never a guarantee, but you can sort of like say to yourself, this is, yeah. And the other thing is, there's another thing called value line or something that my dad has. He pays for this service, and you can go and look up companies' debt. Companies on the stock market are listed on value line, usually. New ones maybe aren't, and some fringe ones aren't.
Yeah, well, what do they do?
You can look up. Value line tells you how much debt they have. It basically, when you look on it, it gives you a rating of the stock. It'll be like profitability B+, debt D-, and then there's one other category like I don't know.
Interesting.
It's really complicated. Like,
well, I'm definitely going to be calling you before I buy anything else.
But this is the thing. Hey, call me, and then I call my dad, and I say, hey, what's this look like on Value Line? And he's like, oh, what? He's always excited because he's doing he's dealing with stocks he has, but when you bring him a new one, he's like, oh, what is it? Oh, okay. And he looks at a Value Line, he's like, oh, it's crap. I'm like,
cool.
Fuck.
Cool.
Like meaning like, but even here's the thing, that doesn't necessarily guarantee that stock isn't a good stock to buy.
Yeah. I'll send you some to send you.
Sign that it isn't. Remember Tailored Brands?
Yes.
Tailored Brand?
Yeah.
Which is now worth 3 cents.
Yes.
When we bought it at what, $3, $4, something like that.
I think it was like 7, dude.
Fitch. Yeah. It's Abercrombie, dude. I don't even want to tell you how many shares I have.
Oh no.
It's like 14,000
I had like 10
shares.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah. Like I have so many shares of that because they have a good dividend. I didn't think they were going anywhere. The problem is they are stuck in that retail void right now. And now here's the thing, though. Don't do anything with that stock. I mean, now you wouldn't be able to do anything with it anyway.
Yeah. It's just sitting there.
Don't write it off. Just sit on it.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Just give it a chance.
Yeah, I got no choice.
Most likely, nothing will happen. But you never know. And when you have something that low, sometimes it can work out.
I hope so. All right, dude, thank you for all the tips. I mean, I had a lot of fun talking with you. I'm going to split this up into 2 episodes. I mean, the first half, we got some, fun shit, comedy, tennis. And the second half, we got stocks and stuff. But I appreciate your time. I was having fun talking with you. And I appreciate your tips on the stocks and stuff, bro.
Yo, I appreciate you letting me talk about this. I love being able to just, talk about, like, comedy. Talk about, like, what life used to be like. That was so nice. Like, it was almost like...
It was. Well, I can't wait for you to come back, dude. And we'll play some tennis and get some sushi from Sushi Dan.
All right, man. Fuck
just like old times.
I miss Justin Work, too. Shout out
he's
to
gone,
Justin
bro.
Work.
He's gone.
I know. I miss you. I love you.
Dude, we're going to have to fly out to Tampa Bay to go see him and Tom Brady and your buddy Gronkowski.
Oh, that's right. The Gronk dog. So they're going to be like, wait a minute. So you just go by the plays here? You don't have some guy in the crowd with a camera?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Cool. I'm just kidding. That's a cheap shot.
Thanks,
right, brother.
bro.
Well, cool, man.
I appreciate you, dude. Be
good
safe.
stuff.
Have a good night. And
All right, you too.
thank you for your time, bro. I'll see you
All right, man. Cool, brother. Talk to you soon.
later.
Later, cousin.
That was Charlie Sawyer. I hope that you guys enjoyed both part 1 and part 2. I had a lot of fun. I think stocks are incredibly interesting, and now that I've kind of played with them a little bit, and I've actually when you see making some money, even though it wasn't a huge amount of money, but for me just to make a quick $600 and something, it was absolutely fantastic. Hey, who can't use an extra $600? So now I see that the benefit in it. I see that if you know what you're doing, you can do it, and if you're a smart person, you can make it work for you. So I think I am going to learn about it a little bit, but I wanted to have him on just to kind of talk about it for people that don't really know about it like me. And I don't know if that was helpful at all. I found it a little bit helpful. But most of all, I liked having him on, especially from part 1. We talked about all kinds of shit. Not to mention I went on a nice little rant a couple of times because I was a little teed off about certain things. So I went off on some stuff. But for you guys, hopefully you split this up into 2 different 1 and 2. For me, it was all one conversation, so I'm exhausted, and I got a long week ahead of me. I'm hitting the road. So, but you'll be listening to this second half now later in the week. So I hope that you guys have a great weekend, and be safe out there, you guys. Keep cool. Try to be smart about your air conditioner. There's a heat wave coming. They're saying there's going to be power outages. Listen, you guys, I wake up in the morning, I close the windows, I close the blinds to keep the sun out as long as I possibly can, and then I just don't turn on the air conditioner until we can't hold it anymore. When it gets a little hot, I put the ceiling fan on, and then after that, we can't hold it no more. The dog starts panting. I go, okay, now I got to turn the AC on. Turn the AC on, cool off the room. Then I turn it off at night, open all the windows, let everything in, and let the cool air back in, let it cool off, get it circulating, keep the fans on. Before I go to bed, I turn the AC on in the bedroom like a half hour before I go to bed so it gets nice and cool in there. Then I set a timer so it goes off in the middle of the night while I'm asleep. And this way, you're not constantly running the air conditioner all day, which saves your bill, and we're trying our best to all avoid outages. So you guys, I don't know where you are in the world, but a lot of places are having heat waves. California's having heat and humidity like a motherfucker. I just want everybody and their pets to be safe. And right now, guys, just as a precaution, go start Googling and YouTubing what you should do in an earthquake, what you should do in a blackout, how to keep cool during the summer during a blackout, because you won't be able to Google it once the blackout happens. All right, everybody. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Stay cool. This is Homeschooled Podcast. Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschool.
The Homeschool Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
I don't want to do that.
Okay.
I don't want to do that at all.